So today we're going to have fun with a lot of little things. Decided that rather than one big long one, we'll do a bunch of shorter ones. I'm a little bit disappointed in the turnout because I said in this email that we're going to be talking today about... Okay. No, that's projector's fault. You see up at the top, you don't see my other bar, so let me go through here, and we have to go through and change the resolution on this. I didn't think we had to, but because it looked good, but then I didn't realize, nope, you don't get to see that part. So we got to go down to resolution. I think we have to go back. Let's see if we can 960 by 720. Let's see if that gives you everything you need to see. Okay. Now my screen goes small, but you get to see everything now. Here's a neat thing. I don't know if it's just my Linux or LibreOffice, but if you look up at the top, you see where it says Able Program. I closed without minimizing. I kind of raised the shade. So when I go up here and just scroll my mouse, there it comes back down. Scroll my mouse, well, there it goes up. Without having to minimize and maximize.
Do you know that?
All right, now you get to see it all. I don't get to see it all, but you do. That's all that's important. Our first one, which is what I sent out and said that, this will be of importance to those people who are Windows users. It's not that important to me, but I, as part of the club, help present things that would be of interest. And this one is really kind of interesting because Microsoft is giving up on some stuff. I wish you would give up on Microsoft, but no. All right, and so I want to thank the SCV Computer Club out in California for providing some of this for us so that we could get through it today. First thing that Microsoft is giving up on, their Groove Music. That's their music program. It used to be Xbox Music, and before that, in the old days, we'll remember that as Media Player. But when Microsoft got Xbox big, they made Windows 10 connect with Xbox, and they had their Groove Music. But the problem is they were competing against the big Spotify, which is probably the #1 in streaming, along with Amazon, which is streaming, and Apple, I think, has a streaming service. I use the one that's Pandora, because it's free, and when I do it with Linux, I don't get any ads. But it ain't working out for them. They're not being able to mass produce because even the Microsoft people, users, are going with Spotify and some of that. So they tried to rebrand it, but I think this is interesting. They talk about that Groove kind of always felt like the old Zune. I don't know, and if you've ever had that, used to be able to get little devices that could play music, those music players. And Apple had it one at the beginning, and Zune was another one, but it's kind of like old stuff. So Microsoft said, it's not worth our time. We aren't competing. So Groove Music lived for 2 years, now it's out. So I don't know what you're going to do. If you were a Groove Music user, you're going to have to find something else. Microsoft Edge. They're giving up on Edge.
They're kidding. No Edge.
Except they're going to keep the name. Because in the open source world, you've heard us talk about that because that's basically what Linux lives on is open source. Chrome, that most of you, a lot of you use, came from what's the original called Chromium. And that's what I use on my computer. I use Chromium. It's the open source. Chrome is closed source. They hide things and don't let you see it. So what Microsoft is going to do, because people are mostly using Chrome, they are going to take Chromium, which is free to anybody, and they are going to modify it and stamp their Edge name on it. So Edge will still be here, but it won't be the Internet Explorer that became Edge. So, it's the basic of the engine. It's the rendering agent. They tried to make Edge to compete, but it isn't working. Chrome is number 1. Firefox is probably number 2. Chromium is there. It's a top-rated one, but people don't have the knowledge of it because Chrome and Google have so much marketing aspects. It's way behind in terms of marketing share. Microsoft can't. Even though Microsoft puts Edge on their computer to start with, most users add Firefox or Chrome or both and don't use Edge. So it couldn't keep up. So Microsoft says, we give up. It's not going away. We're just putting our name on our version of Chromium. And that's legal because it's like a recipe. If you get a recipe for somebody, you can add to it, remove to it, and then you can call it whatever you want. So that's what Microsoft's do. They're going to take Chromium and make it an Edge. So my answer is, then why don't stick with Chromium? Why, if they're using Chromium to be their base, you could use Chromium. So Edge will be on your computer, but it will not be the Edge that you knew it was. So they're giving up. But what you will see probably is that your Edge will start working better because it's based on Chromium. So again, it's going to be better. Why not just use Chromium?
All of titanium.
This is the one that really wouldn't have affected me that much if I was a Windows user. They are going to end their phone. They can't keep up with Android. Even though you think iPhones are the top, but when you total up all the different companies that use Android phones, it is the most popular, and Windows is way down there. So no longer will they be doing a Windows phone. Sorry about that, people have it. And their wallet. Now their wallet was their ability to store your information for purchases and stuff. And as you can see, they're retiring it. The Windows, the phone will go out. More people, I think, were using PayPal and maybe Google Wallet. And PayPal's great because you give PayPal your information, and then when you purchase something, the purchaser gets the money from PayPal. They have no connection to your account, just PayPal does. And I think Google Wallet did the same thing. So because there was PayPal and Google Wallet, people weren't using Microsoft Wallet. So again, after that date, in November 10th of 2019, if you have a Windows phone, it'll still work, just like Windows XP can still work, but you're not getting any kind of updates for it. So it's kind of like a security issue, or no bug fixes. And so any apps that use the Windows Wallet, off it goes. And it worked on your phone too. You can see a little picture of that down at the bottom. And you would be able to, when you purchase something, somehow use that wallet to do it. So it's going to be gone. Now, photos will stay till 2020, but not guaranteed to work after that. So you've got till next year. And that's because more and more people are either using Google Photos, which has unlimited photo storage, or the iPhone photo storage. So Microsoft says, we're not going to break it. We're not going to make it to the top, so we're going to do something else. eBook store. eBooks were really big. And Microsoft thought they would be able to cash in on that. And in their Windows store, back when they said when 8 first came out, there was an eBooks. And it had things in the store for apps and eBooks. The problem is, anybody who's doing eBooks are probably doing Kindles. Or Apple's eBook that runs on the iPads and stuff. But Anybody who's really big into ebooks, they've got Kindles, either the old-fashioned one or the new white one or whatever. And so Microsoft says, they're too far ahead, we can't compete, forget it. Which is really bad because, you know, if anybody's been using their ebook system, I don't know what happens to it. If anybody wants to read more of the background articles and find out for sure, you're free to do that. But, so now Microsoft says, we're not going to worry about ebooks, we'll worry about apps. The demand isn't there, almost non-existent. Oh, and even Google has the Android phones that can do your ebooks on it too. So Microsoft, strangely enough, you know, admits that they can't keep up, so off it goes. This surprised me.
Well, Cortina's going out.
I have not really used the Cortana because it knows too much. The first thing I told you I learned when it first came out was that Cortana knew more about you than your ex. They know they can't compete with Alexa. No Alexa's here. Or, see, I can't say that on here because it always, what do you want? You know, Google and Alexa, which is Amazon's, are the leaders in personal voice assistants. Cortana, though, will stay on the computer. What they're planning to do is, if those of you who have and who will win a DOT, they have what they call, not apps, they call them skills. And on I did get a great deal one time on Alexa because I needed to know what people are doing, so when people ask me questions, I have a little bit of knowledge to talk. But I've added some skills. You know, you can customize through an app on your phone or computer, and I have it set up for, I think it's Channel 4, News and Weather. And I have it set up for my preferred news sources. And there's a whole list. So I can go down in the morning and just say to Alexa, give me my morning briefing. And Alexa starts going in, gives me the weather forecast, and gives me my local news from Channel 4, gives me my CNN news, gives me my NPR news. And that's just a little bit of what it can do. What Microsoft's going to do is they're going to turn Cortana into one of those skills that you can then somehow add to your Google Dot or your Amazon Alexa thing. No, Google is the Dot. No, Google is the... See, I'm all mixed up on that. 6 weeks will do it to you. Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa will then be able to, just like tying into Channel 4's weather, it'll be able to tie in through the network to your computer. And so then you can make use of some of the services that Cortana has, but they've decided they're not going to spend their time and money trying to beat out those other two that have such a far lead on what they're doing. Wow, Cortana was supposed to be their big thing to compete with Siri. I heard someone mention that. And Amazon. So there's 3 other ones out there. But Amazon and Google are tops. You should be able to use it on Google. It's just going to be an add-on. But that still means they're going to be trying to get into your system, into your network, and all of that stuff. And now we come to the biggest change. And technically that should be beneficial to most everybody. No more forced upgrades. No more forced upgrades. When the new one comes out, and now it's coming out next month, even though it was supposed to be coming out this month, you will not be forced to do it automatically like we have been waiting. You know, we waited for months. I think my oldest son said sometime early last month, he finally got the fall update. Microsoft Starting with the main one, you will not be required to do it. You have a choice. They're going to split the updates into, yes, the critical security ones, the ones to patch things, and then the one for the big feature. We were going to have a program on the next Windows 10, like we tried to before, and say, here are the new features for the next upgrade to Windows 10. But the problem was, as the leadership, not office leaders, but tech leaders, went looking through the last year and a half updates or upgrades. I call it an upgrade because it replaces. There weren't a whole bunch of features that really had anything that was of interest to us. It was mostly for corporate. Maybe one or two little ones that, oh, be nice. But for the most part, no. But you were forced to upgrade. Now, when the Windows 10 comes out, you can go and look and see what will Windows 10 2019 or 1019. No, I've got it backwards.
1809?
No, 1904. The one that's coming out now, 1904. What does 1904 have that will be of interest to me? You can read the list. If you see, oh, this is, oh yeah, this one too, you can have it. But for the rest of the people to say, not interested, not interested, not interested. No more. You will have a pop-up that says, important updates.
Pointer.
Pointer. It's big enough that you can see it right there. Important updates. So you will be popped up that there are important updates. Now, you can be reminded. One of the things that's going to be new for us home users, you never had a choice of delaying. With these computers up here, we could, because they're the pro version for the classroom, we could say, don't update for 120 days. Well, we want to get through our teaching program, so it doesn't, in the middle, cause us problem with computers all of a sudden updating and shutting down. Tammy.
Well, I'd like to go.
See, Jim did it to me.
Okay, when it says important updates, how do I know that it's really an important update to me? It's not important to them.
I'll tell you right now, if it's an important update, you better do it because it's security related.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are ones that, even in our Linux world, we do have updates, and we tell people, you do the security updates.
Okay.
But what you won't be getting is big feature changes. We still have people that like Microsoft Office 2010. Microsoft hates you. I'm sorry to say that, but they do, because you haven't put any money in their coffer. So when they went to Windows 10, they were kind of forcing you to go to the newer Office and pay for it. So now you can kind of sit back with your older programs. So when you do the check for updates, it's going to come up with just security updates. Patches, you want those. Featured updates will have their own separate pop-up that will tell you this is a feature one. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You'll be alerted that there is available. But at no point will you be forced to install the update. As long as the version of Windows 10 that you're running is still supported. Now, most of the Windows, the 1809, 1804, I haven't really looked into this, but I think 1709 is still supported. But we all had to upgrade, so there shouldn't be a question. But in the future, if Microsoft says, oh, you're still on 1804, and you didn't get 1809, you didn't get 1904, you have to move up. All right, and that makes sense. If they aren't going to support it, you don't want to be running an unsupported version of Windows. No more will we have these big, long, multiple hours, multiple reboots, unless you want it. No automatic, no big features every 6 months unless you want it. And you can pause the smaller updates and say, I don't want any updates for 30 days, 60 days. You used to have to pay for the Pro version to get that. Biggest change since Windows 10 came out. And now they're sort of giving up on their phrase of Windows as a service. Because their whole thing was, we keep your computer always up to date. So, I would have, or we would have, let me say, the club would have been telling people, okay, the update is coming out, you need to leave your computer on for a number of days at a time so that this little huge download can get down to you and update. Now we don't have to say that. We just say, watch for the update. Oh, next screen. Watch for the pop-up, and if you don't want the big feature update, say no. If you want it, say yes. Then you'll have to go through that whole big process. So there's what you're going to get. Now I'll use this for you. There's the normal, check for updates, and it'll say we've got updates. Security update for such and such, patch update. Those you better do. If you don't, then you'll find something new that says feature update to 1903. Even though it's going to come out in 1905, it's still, I guess, being called 1903. So here it says, if you want to upgrade to the newest version of Windows 10, download it and install it now. Or you can ignore that. And I would tell people, go look it up, see what the 1903 has, and if it doesn't have anything you really would care about, don't do it. Now, what I don't know from this is what happens if 1910 comes out and they have something you want. I don't think it's a problem because, like I said, I claim that these are upgrades, not just updates. That they totally replace your old Windows with the new one. So if 1910 comes out and you say, oh, this is what I want, no big deal. You don't have to go back and upgrade to 1903, then upgrade to 1910. Bill, am I correct in that when we've done some computers that we've been able to skip over some in-between updates?
Yes.
Okay. So that's why I say it's an upgrade. It's not an update. Big, big difference. A lot of you are going to be liking that. And all the people that didn't come today, they're going to hit that. Well, I guess I better hit the download and do this big update. Any questions on part one?
Wow, this is good stuff.
I've used it anyway.
I think it's a good thing. I've been hearing reports that people are liking this new guy with Microsoft because he evidently is kind of taking a look at there can't be one king of the mountain. And we just need to produce the best possible product that we can do and let people make the choice of what you want to do. And to drop all of that stuff that they were dropping and admit that they're dropping it, I think that's a big step for them. Now, I would say that the few of us, the ones of us, not few, there's a lot, on the other side of the fence in operating systems are very cautious as to what they're doing because they're doing a lot of incorporating of Linux things, and we're not quite sure where that's going, so we're keeping a good eye on that. Ever?
Just think of the millions of watt hours we're going to save and the wear and tear on your computers that you don't have to keep them on 100% of the time now.
Absolutely, that is. Because that was the biggest thing when people kept telling us, we didn't get the update, I didn't get the update. You've got to leave your computer on. Depending on your internet speed, what your computer does. Yeah, so that's good. All right? Learn something. This is the enjoyment one. New kind of pet rock. Has nothing to do with technology other than it is kind of a technology. Anything that we do that's with our brain that's more artistic, but it's still technology. A Japanese artist named Aki Nakata goes around walking and finds stones. He looks at these stones and he sees things in them. And then basically he paints them. And he has a feeling that he connects with these. Obviously, because if he looks down and sees a stone and he sees something in it, there is some kind of connection going on. And so all we're going to do is let you see what he's done in his artwork. And listen to you go ooh and ah, like everybody that I previewed this with. He says stones have their own intentions. And this is what he encounters. Because no two stones look alike, and when he sees a stone, he sees different things in stones. And each stone animal looks remarkably lifelike, and you will say that too. Here we go.
It's like a mouse, huh? Oh, fun.
To my understanding, all this is paint. Acrylic paint. The rock formation does not get changed. He doesn't chip away things. He just takes what he sees and paints.
Metamorphic to me.
You get better.
Not bad.
He looked at this rock, and it looks pretty flat to me, and he said, owl. Well, see, I'm not the artistic guy.
Does he mention the term 3D?
See on it.
This is a form of 3D printing
It is.
on some of these.
Yeah. Looks at this rock and sees one on top of the other laying there.
Yeah.
I would have seen a rock. How about this rock? He looks at this rock and he says, oh, I see an animal, a possum with babies on the bulges there. Good old badger. Oh, Michigan. No, that's Wisconsin. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lion.
Lion sleeping.
And somehow he could see that there was a tail curling up.
I'm waiting for the big one.
I know, I didn't have one.
It looks like a frog lion or tiger.
Elephant. And what you've got to make notice, if you didn't look close, there's the baby elephant. Easter Bunny taking a break.
Floppier.
Yeah.
Part of the rock there.
Yeah, sunning on the rock. So the rock, he sees in that rock, the raccoon on the rock. This was amazing. He sees mama owl or two little baby ones. Lizard. My wife doesn't like this one. She doesn't like snakes. Bengal tiger. Two owls.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Black one and a white one.
Yeah, like owls, huh?
barn
Don't you just hate those talented people like that? Oh,
Davey, tell him that I've been studying this for just about a year now.
you.
Did tell me.
You've been looking at my,
And now a word from, and I'm going to turn this over to Sue to kind of explain and show you how to do this. There's a way that we make money through Staples. We turn in ink cartridges. And each person that has an account with Staples can turn in 10 cartridges a month, and that earns us $20.
If
If
$30 purchase.
Oh, well, don't go into that too much detail.
Why?
Come on.
I gotta report
Gotta hook 'em
for
first. We can turn in 10 and get $20 each month. Now, over a period of time of 6 months, we've got to buy like 30 some dollars worth of ink. Now, if you don't need ink and somebody else does, well, you can buy it for them. They pay you, you buy it, and then you've got your quota. So the more people we have involved in the Staples program, the more money we have for raffles, door prizes, and things like that. One of our members found another way that you can, with no real effort, with nothing out of your pocket, help support the club through Amazon purchases. Now, you also probably know that Kroger's has it where you can donate money towards an organization. But we want to bring it to the attention of our club members because we know a lot of them shop Amazon. And if you do one little extra way that Sue's going to show you, you can direct money towards us. Now, it's not a lot, but we all know that dripping water fills a bucket at some point in time. So, up here, Sue, do you rather use the Chrome or the Firefox?
Chrome.
She'll have to use Chromium, but that's okay, because it's Chrome. There will be a information on the web page, and an email will be sent out with the explanation, the directions. But I haven't had a chance to do this yet.
The first thing you want to do is if you do shop on Amazon.com, you're not going to their original website. Just don't put in Amazon. You actually want to go to what's called Amazon Smile. And you can just put it in like that. And Amazon Smile, go to their logon, Amazon sign in. And I'm actually going to use my daughter's because I can remember her password and can't remember mine.
They keep making her change it.
Oh, I know I did. Forgot to go stop using this function F6 there.
Okay.
Laptops always make you type that way.
Let's see. That's
Oh.
what
Yeah, I turned that off so you can use the mouse right beside you.
Oh, okay. And if you already have an account with Amazon Smile and you've currently selected a charity to receive 5% of whatever your purchases are, it will pop up like this. And the reason it's currently supporting Licking County Computer Society, she didn't know I changed her. She did a dog, a pet thing that we were making a purchase, Ken and I. She has Prime, so every now and then if we need something ASAP, we log on and use her Prime account, and that way we get free, sometimes same day delivery. So if it's something urgent that we need.
Hit the never say the password. Up at the
Oh, did
box.
it pop up?
Yeah,
Yep.
so hit never.
Yep.
Or else I'll be able to buy stuff on Stacy.
So she had something, so I told her she's traveling a lot right now. She's in Boston. That's the reason it's coming up and asking, do you want to switch to the Boston Medical Center, because she happens to be working there right now, and she's probably done some purchase or research. So it chooses whatever is in your area that you may want to, so it gives you the opportunity to change. When I told her that, by the way, I used your Prime account and also changed your charity to the Licking County Computer Society, and she goes, what? Okay, what? And I said, oh, you can change it back. But she chose to leave it there, and she actually made a couple of big purchases. She bought a kayak and a, what's the thing called for her roof rack?
Roof
The
rack.
roof thing to hold the kayak. She has a paddle paddleboard, and it requires a different, kayak requires something else, and the paddle and all that. And she decided to support our group, even though she's not a member herself, but you know, she's talked before. Just from that one purchase she made, the club gets like $26 or something. So it did, you know, it was a little more than a little drop, but, she's left it there, and I told her, well, you can go ahead and change it back. When I use your Prime, I'll just switch it back, and we'll just go back and forth. But it does give you the opportunity to switch. And so that's what'll come up. And if you say, no, don't change it, then it'll stay there. And then you can go through, and there's your Echo Dot.
How do I pick that to begin with?
You can do a search on your charity. Let's see.
Charity.
Or is it just a drop-down box right there?
It's usually just a drop-down box, but,
Up one little row. Below that.
oh, yeah, there it is. And now, just generated, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, but she's probably bought some more stuff. She shops a lot. She doesn't have time to shop in stores, so she does everything online. So $30.23 has already been generated by her purchases for the club. And the way it's going to work is I've attached our bank account to the SMILE program's been set up. They've confirmed that we're a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. All the paperwork's been filed, and I've attached our bank account. So if it's $5 or less in a quarter, they will hold it and submit it to us once a year. And I think it's in November. They will automatically deposit to our checking account. I won't get a check. It'll be an automated deposit, basically a bank wire transfer. And but if you're more than $5, we will get it quarterly. So obviously we're already, and I think until the end of April when it was done last month. But so we'll get our first payment in May. They do it in May, October, and then again in November if you're an annual. So we should get our first deposit in May. I have 3 hands up. Mary Frances, you were first.
What kind of paperwork or notice do you get telling you that they paid us or that a transaction has occurred? What do you see on your computer?
Well, and the Licking County Computer Society, we have an account, a SMILE account, and we have a transaction account. So all of the upgraded equipment for the school computers were all purchased on Amazon. And so 5% of that purchase, and it was, what, 6,000 something for the new computers? I think there was 2 different purchases. About 6,000, I think, or maybe 6,500. It was a little bit more. So 5% of that will go to the club, and again, we'll see that in May. So I can log into the SMILE account as the treasurer. It's the information comes to me on the treasurer email through the website, and then that's automatically redirected to me as treasurer. And then I'll get a notice when the deposit happens. I'll verify that with the bank through the bank account website, and make sure we get it. And they'll actually show me the transactions. Now I haven't seen one yet, but this is what I was told by their site. What's showing up here now is all the charities so far, just as of February. So just that's how much money they've received, and it doesn't cost you. It's not, you're not being charged the 5%. This is what Amazon is doing on behalf of charities worldwide. They're offering this. And before I switched mine to Licking County, having been a hospice volunteer for 20 plus years, mine always went to hospice of Central Ohio. So I'm kind of cheating on one family and going to another one. But anyhow, you can choose.
Can you show us how to change it?
Yep. Hold on. So you can choose, right now they're highlighting the Susan G. Komen Fund right here. And if you want to look for one, what's the dog pound, Mary Frances, what's the name of that?
Licking County Humane Society.
We'll just check and see if there is. So you can just type whatever name, Licking County Humane Society. We'll see if that comes up.
If you just put in Licking County, would it give you everything Licking County?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we look for this so there it is. It is there. Now, one thing that I want to preface on that is just because you see it, they go through and upload all charities from the IRS. So if it's a recognized charity with the IRS, it's probably going to be in here. It does not mean that your charity has set up the Smile Fund, an account, and attached their bank account. And so what will happen is, and Amazon won't notify you. They won't tell you, oh, you've chosen the Licking County Humane Society. Sorry, but they haven't established an account with us. And then at the end of the year, at the end of the quarter, any money allocated by your choice to a charity that has not established an account with Amazon, they will redirect it
To
whatever
Their
is
choice.
the most, what they determine is receiving the most money in your area. Or it could even be nationwide. They told me that they have different methods that they use to determine that. So you can see there's Chillicothe, there's Licking County, I have no idea.
So it comes up and it tells me that they aren't.
It will not tell you. So you'll want to make sure.
What I'm saying is if I select Licking County Humane Society and then it comes up and it says they're not set up,
It does not say that.
Doesn't say.
You don't know. Because we thought, when Ken looked the first time to even use Amazon as a purchase, there were some things we had to work out. Number one, you can't pay anything with a check. And I don't have a charge card for the computer club. In fact, I don't even have a debit card. I only have the checkbook. It appeared that I had authorization to write them a check. And they were going to do it as a debit from our checking account. And I was going to attach the checking account information to the account. I did not personally like that because I didn't want the checking account out there for somebody to maybe break in and steal. So in a roundabout way, we found out that we could use the debit card, which is a little more bothersome to me too, because I don't use debit cards because it does tie directly to your checking account, and if it is stolen or your account number is taken, they can empty out your checking account just like that, or whatever your limits are. I went to the bank and talked to them. Our limit was $3,000 per day, which is a typical business limitation that's imposed by the bank. We could have a 1 day, basically until midnight of the day you chose, to have it increased to whatever you asked it. So if Ken knew exactly what he needed to order for these computers, I could increase it for a 1 day purchase. But as it turns out, we just did it in 2 separate orders, 1 day and that, because we wanted it shipped in increments rather than all at one time. But anyhow, yes, you won't know. So when he first did it, it came up. So Ken thought, oh, somebody's already done it. He saw Licking County Computer Society. And so he clicked on it, but when we went over it, I said, well, wait a minute. I'm the treasurer. I should know. There should be some money coming in, or I'm sure somebody here has bought from, And so we did a test, and so then we started studying it, and Kenneth Chubal
Yes.
also did too. I thought he had already set it up, and then in contacting him, just long story short, I thought somehow he had the bank information too and had set it up and he hadn't. So between us, we got it figured out and it's all set up now. So if you do want to use Amazon Smile and choose Licking County Computer Site, and you can change it with each purchase. So if you want to go between, like I could use, hospice and this purchase and then turn around and use LCCS the next.
So if I were going to give to the Licking County Humane Society, I should contact them, tell them I'm doing it, so that they can make sure
Right.
that they can.
Right, and so somebody can confirm that they've actually established the charity as a Smile Reward recipient.
That's a good idea.
Seems to me like a lot of money would go to whoever Amazon or whoever's running this wants it to go to, because unestablished businesses.
Right,
And
right.
you say we have no way of knowing whether,
I could find no
why would you
way.
leave money to an organization you don't know whether they're going to get it or not?
Mhm.
Mainly because before today, most of you didn't know about this. And so you would have never even thought until the executive board started talking about it. I've been using Amazon for a number of years. I have Prime too for right now. But I never knew about this going to smiles.amazon and being able to direct funds here. Now I know, now you know.
And that was going to be my next question was, how did you know to do this?
Kenneth?
Yeah, I've been doing it for quite a long time myself,
I think-
personally, the Smile.
I
And,
think Kenneth did it for another club.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes, he, for a church in Kentucky, I think, maybe where he came from.
And they knew
before.
about the Smiles program?
Mhm.
Because somebody told them about it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and Amazon does a little bit of advertising for it. I think I first found out about it, the Kroger one had come out. And for hospice, and I'm also a sister in Optimist International, businesswoman's international group, and we changed our, it came out then when I was treasurer for Optimist that Kroger did it. So at about that same time, shortly thereafter, that I found out about Smile. So I've been doing it for years, but for hospice, and but it just didn't even occur to me. It's so routine that I just didn't even think about it.
I'm just really glad to hear about this because I use Amazon all the
Oh,
time.
yeah. And so what you would want to do is go into your bookmarks and change your bookmark that goes Amazon.com. Just rename that to smiles.amazon.com.
Amazon.
And then whenever you do your bookmark, or
Yeah, some
Whatever you-
people bookmark
yeah.
and
Favorites.
for their sign-in, for
well,
their favorites.
yeah, we don't talk about favorites because that's Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't use favorites either, mine's bookmark.
But then that way it'll always direct you to the right login. And then it becomes automatic because you just already have your set up and you just make your purchase. It doesn't cost you anything. It's all taken care of in the background.
So they give you a receipt for that?
You get,
When you go to Amazon, it shows what you,
Money to go
what they're
to
gonna
charity
take out for
set
charity.
up.
They give you a receipt?
You pick like this.
I don't know what I'm going, you
She
mean
said
of what they're gonna
because
donate?
Yeah.
Say, whatever they take, say whatever your the amount, say you spend $50. Say you spend $50.
If I was buying something, it'll tell me that your charity has received. I believe it gives you the amount, or your charity will receive it.
But do they give you an actual receipt? Because you can print out.
You
When
don't.
you purchase something?
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the charity part of it, where it shows that.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't show that on your receipt.
He
That-
wants to know, is it
When
tax
I-
deductible?
That's
No.
Oh,
You are
no.
not paying the
I'm
money.
not saying tax deductible.
No,
Well, why do you want a receipt for the donation?
I want to see what see what I donated.
Go click back up on the top for.
I saw that.
Yes,
Um,
because it says Stacy has donated $30.23.
Okay, so we don't get that.
Why do you need to get it? It's an electronic world, Ira. We don't
Well,
give paper.
I just like to be Okay.
Karen?
Yeah, but.
Take a screenshot.
And the other thing is, it is not your money that's being donated,
Right.
so it would not be an IRS deduction.
I would do it
for
anyway.
you- Right, for you to do.
You wouldn't do this?
I wouldn't deduct it.
The Schedule A deductions, like
No,
that.
yeah.
If I was giving somebody this charity, I'm gonna give them charity, I'm not gonna
It
deduct
has to come out of your pocket, it's not. That's what's so
Right.
nice about this, is
Yeah.
not your pocket.
it.
Just-
Yeah, you
Yeah, we're all
pay for
paying
it.
for it.
You're paying for it.
We know.
We're all paying for it. It keeps-
Okay, I started off.
Oh, is it Mary Frances? Put your hand up higher.
Oh,
We just
oh.
think you're going,
Mary Frances.
Do we know if we have to renew this every year like I do my Humane
As long
Society?
as I leave the bank account attached to it, it'll stay there. So,
Okay, I like the sound of that.
yeah, so, and, the only thing that would be is if, when I'm no longer treasurer, whoever's the next treasurer, the email will come to them. So, and I'm the contact person, and Jim Amor is the contact person, so it'll go to either or. So as long as something happens to me, you're gonna get it anyhow, so.
Will it be possible at some point on the club's bookkeeping that Tammy can give you or Jim a buzz and say, which organizations are we signed up?
Are we supporting?
Yeah, because right now it's only Amazon.
Yeah, right now it's just Amazon Smile. And so that'll be in my monthly report to the executive committee, will be that we got a deposit from Amazon and how much it is.
We are applying to Kroger's.
Yeah, and Kroger
Okay,
Rewards
good.
is being worked on right now. We just filed, or it's in the process of being filed right now.
I just faxed it yesterday.
Okay, yeah. I got Jim, he needed the IRS paperwork, and so got that to Jim, and he'll fill that out. And I don't know how that one works. Oh no, I guess I did review it a little bit. They will issue a check. So theirs is a little bit old school. I kind of like the digital myself, but if I have to get a check, we'll get a check. So, and we'll cash it. But I'm not sure, Ira, to your point, or Tammy, I'm not sure if I'll get it broken down by, I'm sure that there will be no names associated with it, so it's not going to come up that Stacy Bixler donated. I think it's going to be one lump sum.
Okay,
I think.
yeah.
But I'll get the first one in May. I don't know when in May, so as soon as I get that, I'll let you
As a
know.
sidebar, as a tax person, nobody's using Schedule A anyway.
Yeah, very few.
No, nobody is eligible
My
pretty
daughter
much.
still does, but she's about the only one I do.
Kudos to her.
And she got
Kudos to
slammed
her.
thanks to the tax cut didn't do her any favors, let's put it that way. I won't say anything more.
I'm taking notes here. I don't do Amazon, so I don't know
Okay.
all this stuff. But my daughter does, and hubby does a lot. So what would I tell them? They have an Amazon account, so if they do this or
And
Just
it's
tell
not a
them-
new account. It is the same account that
Same
they've
account.
always had.
Yeah.
They can just choose to log in under Smile Amazon.
What is Smile?
I think it's Smile.
Smile.amazon.com.
Yeah.
Smile,
But if you do
Amazon.
Amazon Smile, you'll still see it come up.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then somewhere, this is what they're gonna see, I guess. And they're gonna click on, type in Licking County Computer
Right.
Society.
Well, they have to first click on what they're supporting,
Supporting.
because I don't know what a new person would have up there. It might be just something general. And then they have to come down here to where it says change. See where it says change? In the first line.
Okay,
See right there?
And then they have to find Licking County Computer
Right.
Society.
And if they have none, I believe that is, says choose your charity
Ooh, okay.
or something. It's been so long, I don't know exactly what it says, but something about giving you the opportunity to choose.
okay. And then it gets set up, and so whenever they want to purchase something, they gotta go through the Smile
Uh-huh.
form, but everything else should be the same.
Yeah.
Right.
5% of that
Right,
purchase will,
it'll be automatic, and not everything you purchase is eligible for the Smile Foundation. There are some legal requirements because of branding that they're not allowed to contribute on.
Okay.
And I can't think of it, maybe Nike or something.
But regardless, you
Here-
still.
Right.
Yeah, here, and we'll get to everything. Here is the one small thing, like we always tell you when you're trying to find whether it's a fake website or something, everything on here looks the same except right there.
Yeah,
You normally would see Amazon or Amazon Prime.
Right.
Now you're seeing Amazon Smile.
Amazon Smile.
And that way you know that your purchase is going to have a donation sent.
Right.
Ever.
Tim, rather than taking a book full of notes, have her watch this video.
Yeah. Absolutely.
oh, Tom. we-
Better yet, have her watch it.
Yeah, right.
uh,
Ken?
let's see.
Also notice that this is Licking County Computer Society it's Licking County Computer Inc. It's not Licking County Computer Society.org or something like that.
What is it?
It times out.
Yeah,
okay.
Show us the charity name.
Go to change.
Computer Society Inc.
Okay. But if you just type Licking County Computer, it would come up.
There's two of them that come up.
There it is.
I believe so.
Try to
Okay.
change.
We'll do a search.
Bottom.
All right.
You stop with that and see what you get.
I'll just put that in and see what we get. Search. Licking County, County Community Computer Alliance. So that's all that we got.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Society Inc. I didn't know we were Inc.
Yeah, we're incorporated.
Yeah.
So, I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure.
So,
So that's IRS. The IRS has named us.
Right.
We're incorporated, we filed.
But you're saying that this data that they're using comes from an IRS database.
yes, you
Yes, they're getting it from, yes, with the IRS, that is our legal name because it's what we filed with the state of Ohio.
So, and the question was, that Mr. Wood said, somebody else, you have to go to your organization and find out if they are participating. Because a while ago, people thought we were participating because our name was listed there because IRS put it there. We are now participating because she got it all set up.
This one here's for you.
So, yeah, John, real quick.
What is the motivation?
You can donate. Give me some money, John.
No,
You don't-
no. Is the motivation so that I will buy from Amazon because money is being given
Of
to
course.
charitable
It's a
organizations
Yeah.
through Amazon?
Right, what else would it be?
Yeah, it's a perk. And Amazon also looks good because Amazon says, just like when you see, trying to think of
We
somebody.
care about charities.
Yeah, another organization is donating, but you're going to the store and you're putting your dollar bill in the plastic cup. Panera, for instance, if you put money in their little plastic cups they have sitting out, and then at the end of the year you see, gee, Panera donated $1 million to something. It's not Panera that donated, that's Panera added in, but it's from all of us consumers that went there and gave or added a donation. You round up at Kroger, or you round up at someplace else. Energy Cooperative. Anybody have Energy Cooperative here? We round up, and so if our bill's 80 cents, they round it up to the next dollar, that's 20 cents. It looks like Energy Cooperative is donating
I
to
do that
the
myself.
school. Yeah, so that's what it is.
But if you don't go through Smile, then Amazon does not contribute
Correct.
to anything.
Correct.
They keep that
Yes.
5% themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sue, you're saying if I've already got an account, which I do, I don't have to change I don't have to log in and put it back in the account.
You just have to log into Amazon Smile versus Amazon.
Just with my same password, my
Yep,
account.
everything's the
That's all
same.
I need to do.
Yep.
Say it correctly, smile.amazon.com.
Well, yeah, but they call it Amazon Smile. You see it right up there, Amazon Smile, you shop. It's their URL.
They will change it.
That is, yeah, and if you just do a search on Amazon Smile, it will take you to the Amazon Smile sign-in, but they changed the URL to smile.amazon.com.
They're trying to confuse me.
So they're trying to make it direct to the
there.
right place.
Yeah, but the name of it is called Amazon Smile. Okay?
Great, thank you.
I didn't know.
Well, originally I was gonna have Kenneth do it if he was here, but Kenneth has family from out of country.
Yeah.
And so then I said, okay, I'll get Ken to do it. And Ken was said, oh, Sue knows how to do it real well.
John, and you were going to introduce this person?
No,
No? Come on.
Jim already introduced her. When we did our treasurer's report, she's our treasurer,
He said,
Sue
"Come on up here,
Bixler. Yeah, Sue Bixler, getting all those names right. Okay. And another neat thing, when you have Linux and you have multiple desktops, you can just do Control-Alt-Back arrow, and we're right back to that. All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot to log her out, did you?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do something.
Log out. Why now?
Up there, see where it says account and lists to your.
Yes, now I do.
Yeah, just do the drop down, clear down to sign out.
And I hate this on here
I
because we
know,
are so
it is, it's a pain. I agree.
slow.
Yep,
Got it.
go too far, it'll drop
There we
out.
go. All right, so Control-Alt-Back arrow.
Yep, thank
Now I'm
you.
back in my other window. See, I didn't have to close it, nothing. We are going to stop here. Oh. Well,
Go home.
I don't know. I can go on, you know. I haven't been good. The next part of the presentation was going to be, what I want to know is,
Oh, no.
and so we were going to take a little bit of time for the big crowd that was going to be here and find out if, see, presented to the East Central House Technology User by members, is there something that I want to know about that somebody else here can answer questions that we, not the topic that we have, but Mary Frances never ceases to amaze me how her phone gets rung off the hook with people having questions,
I got 2 this week.
and nobody ever asks questions at the computer club. We're here with people who are somewhat experts. Expert is me. So here is a chance. If you have a burning question about something technology, we haven't had a Q&A for a while, but I thought, not knowing how things would go today, time-wise and everything, but it's been so far great, we're going to probably skip the last thing because that was boring to me to find out what those names were. But you can watch it and see. What I want to know, Ken.
I'll just relay a call I had.
Good.
I have received a phone call. This person was using a browser that I don't use. They said all their menus and everything disappeared. And she said, I leaned across the desk to get something. I put my hand on the keyboard and I don't know what I hit. So it could be any number of keys. And we finally found out, John, if you hit F11. Her screen did this, and she had no menus, no nothing. And if you reboot, it stays this way. F11 takes you in a kind of presentation mode, full screen. If you hit F11 again, you get your menus back.
And so I make use of the point that David gets us. You'll notice down here your status bar down at the bottom, and all of your bars up here. The F11, and we teach that in our internet class, and our word processing class, and our computer class, because it's a computer thing. F11 just gives you more real estate to see what you want to see, less scroll, and not see what you don't need to see. And then F11 just brings it back. Yeah, F11, any kind of program. If I was in
YouTube.
If I was in this program, which is pre-running the slideshow, if I hit F11, doesn't really do anything because I'm not in a presentation type mode. But if I'm in any kind of thing like this on the web especially, F11 just says get rid of the stuff you don't need temporarily. It's called full screen mode is the official way, but F11, big one to know because it helps a lot. Because when you're reading stuff on the internet, do you need to see all of your buttons at the top, up the your task bars and stuff like that? No.
John,
Yes.
while you're in that
Yep.
full screen mode,
I'll get there.
move your cursor clear up to the top. It should bring up your.
Look at that.
Mine does. Mine brings up the
Brings
the
up the
toolbar so that you can close. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Remember, there's always more than one way. Keyboard way is F11. Whoops, that was not F11 because see now I brought all of the coding and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that.
X out. So F11 does it that way. So it says press F11, but Everett taught us a second way. Move your mouse up, get the X to close it out. And I would have to look to see if there's, well, we did a keyboard, we did a mouse. That's only two ways because there's no menu. Another thing about the menus is that I'm just going to be fun, Control M, no, that's not M menus. There is a way that probably
Talking about the menu.
yeah.
You're in Chromium.
Yeah. But you right click and it say show menu, don't show menu. So that, oh, I'm not showing the menu at all because we don't have it that way. Let me do it with Firefox. That's a good question. So if I get in my right spot, there we go. Notice how I do not have a menu bar, and so I can click this, and now my menu bar comes back. There might be a keyboard that if I leaned over the keyboard, my belly would hit something. But people are saying, well, we want the hiding menu, the 3 hamburger stuff. All right. F5. For those people that do a presentation, F5 starts it right up at the beginning. And then I have to go. I should have done Shift F5 from where I left off. You can see that. Anybody else has a, what I want to know is, Bob?
I get online and I'm shopping for something. And I put in a search and it comes up with several different options. And you click on an option, it brings up several more different options. You click on that, it brings up more options, but it never goes into where what you're looking for comes up.
Okay. You mean like a store to buy it?
Well,
okay. What my question would be,
anything other than that menu there, you know.
okay, what are you using to search?
Chromium?
No, that's the browser. Are you using, Google to search or DuckDuckGo? Okay, you answered your question. The search that you're being given is not a great search. It just keeps searching, and you've got to go through when you click on a search. You've got to look at that list to see if that list that they brought up is going to take you to some place you can buy something, or is it just going to take you to search another list? Search another list. That's a whole trick part with using search engines, and why I would say DuckDuckGo. Right, Francis?
I just wondered if he remembered that oftentimes when you do that type of a search, if you look for that little secret emblem that says add, which is oftentimes the first thing is an add, maybe the first 3 or 4,
Right, there could be
as
listed ads.
opposed to the meat of the matter.
Another thing, anybody else can chime in, is that it's possible that your browser has a hacker on it, And anytime you are clicking to go, it's taking you to another search, trying to get you to go to other places. So it might be time to run, the ad blocker or the malware and spyware to make sure that you don't have a hijacker that's redirecting what you want to do. It doesn't matter what you click on, it's going to take you to where they want you to go.
Another one was, I called you one time on, Pat's email comes up for Google in a foreign language. And I've done everything I can think of, and I can't get rid of that. The only way I can get into her email is to go down to the bottom and hit E instead of permitting.
I would suggest, and somebody else can type in too, is that whichever browser you want, because you can use any browser to go to Gmail, don't go to gmail.com. Go to google.com and see if you can get into your Google account and into your settings. Because Gmail is here, the Google is over everything. So I can go to google.com and log in, or I can go to gmail.com and log in, or I can go to maps.google.com and log in, or just Google. Because it sounds to me like her preference.
She's accidentally selected another language.
Yeah, for Gmail. So now you may be able to go into google.com, log in, and go in there and say, I want English for all of my Google stuff. I can't say 100% because I'm using Google less and less because I'm using Proton Mail.
Yeah, I tried doing that on the settings thing on there.
But settings where? On the computer it has nothing to do with it because you're going out on the web to Gmail.
Yeah.
And if you could go to Gmail and get logged in, you might be able to. Here's what I would do. Somebody else saying, I would go into your account, because you have a Gmail account, write down the exact steps to get to settings that she won't be able to read because it's strange words. You'll have to say, okay, click here, go down to the fourth item, which would say in a foreign language settings. Click that. Then on the next screen, go down to whatever you see that might say my preferred language. And it might be go down 7 items, and that you click. And then you might be able to, using your account, to find the steps you need to get to, go to hers, follow those steps, and change it back. That would be one way.
You could also do a translation site. Just put in, do you know the language it is?
Japanese or Chinese, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Should still be able to do it. You just put in Chinese to English translation, then it'll allow you to copy and paste it in there, and then it'll tell you what it says.
Well, it's her whole Gmail, not just a message.
The whole site.
Yeah, everything.
You can't get in there because when it comes up to sign into it, it's all in a foreign language.
Okay, let me ask this. Is she trying to go to there by hitting a bookmark?
Yeah.
Okay, don't do the bookmark.
Yeah.
Go in and type in
Right.
But if I go to Google, it does it too.
after you log in.
Yeah.
So if you go to
Google.com.
If I'm on Chrome and I put in there Gmail or something like that, then it'll do it.
There's what I come up with while I'm in Google.
So you're saying if I go to gmail.com, but you don't have it. You said. You can read yours?
Well, when you do that, it comes up in a foreign language.
From this point.
How do you log in?
You on the same computer?
Yeah, the only way I can log in is go down to the bottom and hit another browser, go with E, which is what, Edge,
Edge.
and get in that way.
So it's not Gmail, it's your Chrome that's doing it. Okay, see right down here? Here's what she's probably done. She's clicked that. Now, let's look at here. If I count from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th choice down. So I would go into hers, click down here, the drop down, which will be whatever language it's in, click that, scroll back to the top, count down 9,
It-
and then hit that.
Okay.
And see if that gets changed. Good one.
Good job.
Good.
It was easy, that
Tom.
was easy.
Bought 2 new computers, and we get emails, the Gmail on our cell phone. That's the only way we're getting email right now. So how do I get email Spectrum on my 2 computers?
Why using Spectrum?
Well, that's what I got. So we were
When you
using, well, we were using the phone system 10 megabytes. So I mean, Spectrum has 100 megabytes. So that's we're getting a lot more speed. So we get no email on our computers. There
And
must
when
be
you,
a way to set it up.
when you, brand new computer,
Yeah.
and here's what you do. You go to your browser,
Okay. Browser.
mail.spectrum.com.
Okay.
Okay?
It's webmail.
Oh, webmail.
It's webmail.roadrunner.com.
That's what we used to use,
That's what I still use.
right? But you go to webmail, and Spectrum says, okay,
Oh, it's
Forget
.net.
What?
.net.
First choice.
Yes, .net.
okay, Spectrum's .net?
Yep.
I think
Webmail
they're
is
email.
that?
Well, but see here, they've got mail.twc, which will work, and down here, there's webmail.spectrum.com. But, okay, they said let's go to see if we get the login screen, and there you go. So it's webmail.spectrum.net.
Yeah, we're gonna say webmailspectrum.net.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Webmail.spectrum.
Right, and I guess the thing is, on your phone, you're probably going through Gmail to get your Spectrum mail, because you've set up, because your Android phone would want to use Gmail.
Okay, on our 2 phones, we had Embark Mail through the phone system. We haven't cut the ties yet, so I'm paying 2 bills. But anyway, I'm getting I'm getting Embark Mail, my wife and I, and we're getting Gmail, my wife and I, on our phone. So our only connection to the outside world is through our phones.
Okay,
We have-
and that's because the phone, Android phone uses Gmail as their default mail program.
Okay, yes.
And all you did was put in your information. So here, it's just a matter of, if you don't use something like Thunderbird, which is what we would recommend for a client on your computer, you have to go through the web address, webmail.spectrum.net,
Okay.
log right in, you've got your mail.
So I'll enter an email address there, put a password with that account, or I can
With that account, you have your email account.
Okay, everything has to be the same with whatever's in our phone.
Right,
Now we're getting 2 email accounts in our phone, so I can set up two email accounts here.
right.
No, this is no, because
It's one.
you're got an Embark mail, so you'd have to go to webmail.embark.com or whatever there is to get your email from Embark. It's two different cities, 2 different mails.
Now, John, that may not be true. Spectrum may also find his email account in Embark. We have a service provider called A-Link.
Here, but that's a whole special bird.
Yeah, but we can get our email from that client, that server, through a program they call Magic Mail. We could go to, what is it, Web to Mail?
Which is just like going through Thunderbird or the old Outlook Express.
And this may be...
No, this is the direct into the
This is
webmail
straight
for Spectrum, or used to be Adelphia.
So what you're saying is, he can't use this unless he uses a web or a email address that he set up with Spectrum.
No, he has a Spectrum one.
No, wait a minute.
No, wait.
You have a Spectrum email address.
Two things here.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to cut off the internet from Embark at some point.
Right.
I would like to create Spectrum email.
It's already created.
In the future to have Spectrum. Right now.
It's already created. Just go to call Spectrum and say, I need to know my email and set up my password.
Okay.
Most people, I'll tell you right now, that the majority of the people do not use this.
Okay.
Because if I log into it, it's crappy.
It's slow, it's bulky, it's insanely complicated to use.
Well, my wife has used Thunderbird. I have
That's
used
good.
Outlook Express on
Right.
my other computer.
Yeah.
I would prefer to keep doing that.
Then do Thunderbird. Download Thunderbird to your computer.
Okay.
And then you just do it, create an account, put in your username, your email address for Spectrum, well, he doesn't have a Spectrum one yet.
But he's gonna set it up, because he wants to get rid of it.
Why? Go get a Proton.
I don't know what I have.
Okay,
I assume I have
okay,
nothing.
here's what you do. Here's what we tell them.
Okay.
Stop using the emails from your internet provider. Because when you change, you have to get rid of it. Go with a web-based, such as Proton Mail if you want to get a good secure one, or Gmail, or Microsoft Mail.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
Dinosaur. You go with one of those because they stay with you until after you're dead.
Yeah.
That's the problem because we had a program on that. So I would tell you, most people I talk to who have Spectrum, they never even set up their Spectrum. They go with a web-based because you can get to it a lot easier. They're more modern. And if I wanted to have my Spectrum, I have this computer, I go to Thunderbird, I say, go get my Roadrunner mail.
Amen.
Go get my Gmail. Thunderbird does all that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go to each individual place.
Now, your consideration now, how many people have and communicate using your old Embark email?
Tons of people. So we got to communicate with them that we're changing.
Right. Mass
You're
mail,
gonna have
send
to
it out.
take care of that.
But how much you paying extra for your email? After another month, you get all those emails sent out and say, here's my new address. And then you cut off your ties and you save money.
Okay.
But I could log in here, but I don't want to look at that Spectrum mail, even though they've improved it some. It's, as Tammy has said, those of us, it's just,
And you probably have at least 3 email addresses available through what you're paying Spectrum. So you could have one for you, one for your wife, and just without paying an extra.
I see what that means.
but I wouldn't do that because of all the trouble that Browers have had with their 2 Roadrunner accounts, and one messes up, the other one doesn't. And
So you would suggest he does a free email address?
absolutely, because it stays with you forever.
Okay.
Joanne, since Joanne's one of my specials, and we've known, she's a Valley person, so I've known her because her daughter-in-law was my oldest son's preschool teacher. Joanne lucked out. She was a phone company, Windstream customer, and she switched to Time Warner. She set up a Time Warner email for Roadrunner and was lucky enough that she has such a unique name, it was available for her Roadrunner. So all she had to do was tell people, switch mine to @roadrunner.com. Well, then she decided, for reasons of her own, to switch back to Windstream. And luckily enough, her email address was still there. So she just said, I'm back to that one. Most of us, you're not going to be that lucky because you're going to do an email, you switch to a different company, it says, well, you're going to have to add these numbers at the end. He's Fire Attack. Now, I bet if he would try to do a Fire Attack at Gmail, they might say, not available, because you're going to have to add numbers. But once you set up a web mail, it's yours forever. No matter where you live. Doesn't matter what your internet provider is, doesn't matter what state you live. And I will tell you too that sometimes when you try to get into your account from somewhere else, they won't let you. We have a club member, don't know how her health is. Her husband was a doctor. She's the one that goes like to South America or Central America every
Not
second.
anymore.
Who?
Not anymore.
Not anymore because of her health. But when she went to Central America, wherever she went, she could not use her local email because it was outside the country. I I could send it to her, but she couldn't use it somehow. But it was strange. So, I would advise using that one. And talk to me about Proton Mail if you want to be secure.
That's right.
Yeah.
So all these emails, if I did it today, any email coming in to that whatever address, till I'm dead, they're there.
And beyond.
The stuff will keep coming in after I'm dead. Okay.
Well, because as long as people know, to put a point out, we talked about the death. I still get every year send happy birthday to Bob Porter and Georgia Porter. They've been dead for a number of years. You know, right? Anybody, because nobody can get into their FaceTime to get rid of that.
Okay, we had a session on that before.
Yeah,
Password
same
and
thing
stuff.
here.
Okay.
Your email address will stay forever, and it will be getting mail from anybody that doesn't know you're dead,
Okay.
way past your dead time.
Okay.
All right, anything else? We got, yes,
We do drawings.
that's what we're doing.
All right, good.
That's what we're doing. What he wants to know is, whoever draws names, his doesn't win. All right, some other time we'll talk about where those names come from.